Welcome back to Later, Alligator. Man, I still just, every time, I love this music. It's just simple, but works great. We got a suspicious, confusing, text from who knows what. I'm a little concerned that I don't know if the text always comes at this time. It's late in the day, and I'm concerned that if we go do that, we might not be able to complete it. It sort of suggested, I don't have a way to look at my text, do I? It sort of suggested there were like multiple steps to it, and if I fumble it, I'm just gonna waste time and not make it. So I don't know. Should I stay here? There isn't a new location. So I think we just get on the train and then talk to the conductor and then go to 9th Street. I think that's right. I think that's what it was. But I don't know. I mean, I guess we can at least... I gotta make a decision. Let's... I don't even remember which one's which. Let's go at least take a peek at the unsavory part of town, I guess, and let's see if we can talk to the conductor and find our way to 9th. Ah, here we go. Okay. Good old Clancy. Hello? Is someone knocking? You can come inside. Oh, hello there. I don't usually get visitors in the control room like this. It's actually quite nice to have some company besides the various rodents ardently trying to eat my feet and ankles. The trolley company told us conductors to start taking rat poison foot baths before coming into work in the morning. Wouldn't you know it, all that did was anger the rats and give me trench flipper. You know, the trolley... Hold on. Alligators don't really have flippers. In fact, they definitely don't have flippers. A flipper is a very specific, it's a very specific bodily structure. As far as I understand it, I'm not like an expert on marine biology, but generally, if it's something like fish have, it's a fin because of the it's all, I think it's all cartilage and like analogous things. It's not like it's all there's no bones in it, and it's structured from the inside as far as I know. And then they've got what an alligator has, which is just a foot. They're just feet. They're not even really webbed. They're more relying on like sheer strength and shape more than anything. And then a flipper is something like a marine mammal has, like a seal or a whale or a dolphin, something like that, where if you actually get the skeleton of one of those animals, it still has all the individual I don't know if they're called phalanges, but like the finger bones basically are all still in there. It's more noticeable on something like a seal because they still sort of, or well, seals and sea lions, it's a little bit different for each, but you can still see in both cases like some amount of the footiness of it, whereas for like the side flippers for whales and dolphins, it's like clearly just one. It looks like a fin if you don't know any better. I don't know if technically turtles also have... Are those technically flippers as well? I don't know, maybe I'm getting too nitpicky on it. I would never do something like that. That's not my personality at all. You know, the trolley health plan doesn't cover trench flipper or gout, which is why I had to stop bringing my usual fried ham bones in for lunch. I'll miss that humorously oversized lunchbox, but not my humorously oversized joints. Well, I guess we're having a whole conversation here. I thought this was going to be a quick exchange, but clearly not. Call me Clancy. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Unless you're here to rob me, in which case I'd ask you kindly to not take the dollar I have in my breast pocket. That's for my afternoon old man licorice snack. Just what a phrase. If I don't have that, I'll turn back into a pumpkin. Gahaha, I'm just pulling your leg. But I don't want to chance it. Pat, my grandson? A funny fellow, that. Always wearing his little hat and bandana. Makes him really recognizable, though. You know, like for marketing and such. Funny fellow, that Pat. Now hold on, even an old man with my memory remembers he's not supposed to be spilling the beans. My wife Rue told me quite clearly that I'd be in the doghouse if I did. And it's really uncomfortable out there and full of dogs. Say, I could use a youngin' like you's help with a little problem I'm having. Maybe you could do me a favor. I was going through my trolley instruction manuals. I found a few flyers were torn up from the last time Rue put me in the doghouse. You know how dogs like to rip up things, like manuals, homework, and stable marriages. Are you okay? Clancy? You got Trench Flipper. You like your old man Licorice. And it sounds like you're literally being thrown to the dogs by your wife. I have concerns for you. I'd like to restore them, but the pieces could be all over town by gum. Could all be all over town now by gum. Since you're already snooping around for Patrick, could you keep an eye out for trolley manual pieces as well? Wait, is this a long-term thing, like the puzzle pieces, or is this something else? Assemble the pieces before the train ceases. A streetcar maimed his flyer. God. These are undeniably clever. I want to be more upset at some of these, but they're so flawless that I can't possibly be mad. Like the syllables are all right. The tempo, you know, the meter of it, of all of these are just right. And they fit perfectly into the setting. I can't possibly be mad. Okay, so I'm guessing maybe we're not doing this long term? We'll see. Click and drag the puzzle pieces to form a full picture. Don't have all the pieces, they're scattered throughout Alligator, New York City. So do we have to find them? I mean, how will we know if we're actually just wasting our time? Oh, this is actually really easy. It's just like snapping in there. No, I think that goes... I just wish I had a bigger table to work on. And I wish these were outlined, but I understand why they're not. Hey now, that looks real nice. There's still some work to be done though. Click that arrow if you want to move on to the next flyer. You can always click back to see the previous one if the spirit moves you. Maybe you can do something with this as well. It doesn't go with any of my flyers. Oh, well there's my answer to 9th Street. Come back anytime you want. Wait, so are you sending me back to the... Oh, no, okay. Wait, was that whole thing a ruse? I don't understand. There were like 3 things going on there. One, I don't know if I actually picked up puzzle pieces. I didn't pick up all the puzzle pieces, right? So, oh, I can't look until I do this. I don't think I picked up all the puzzle pieces in town. And he said he was going to show me the next puzzle, but then didn't give me the opportunity. But then he gave me the part that gave me the map to get to the place that our text was about. So is there an actual second puzzle, or was this whole thing just to get me to be able to come over here? Oh, and was I only able to do this? Was the text triggered by me picking up all the puzzle pieces, maybe? Because I wouldn't have been able to open the map without it? I don't know. It's a little weird. Hey buddy, your good old guide here. Just wanted to warn you, in a city so big, there are bound to be parts of town that are a little seedy. I'm talking seedy tough guys. Seedy tough guys who eat the seeds of things without spitting them out onto a napkin politely. So just be careful. Don't go clicking around in back alleys or anything. I'm definitely going to click in back alleys. You never know what you might find. Alright, so I think we did actually go to... It didn't send us to 9th Street. I think it sent us to the seedy part of town, which is where I clicked. So how many puzzle pieces? Yeah, I barely have half of them. So, I don't know what the deal is with that. Alright, let's go in the alley where we were told to definitely not go. Oh. Well, the rest of this episode might not make it to the final recording. That is wonderful. turning a suspicious joke about a basement strip club in the city into a in-world and literal on-screen lesson about like you know, like feminist theory and pioneering women in various industries. Awesome. Well played. Wendy Carlos is a composer and pioneer of synthesizer music. When she was in college in the late 50s and into the 60s, electronic music was an academic curiosity. But all that would change... I don't know why there's an in there. That's... I think they probably meant to have another year in there and they missed it. But all that would change in blank when Wendy met Robert Moog, the inventor of the first commercial synthesizer. Wendy gave advice and technical support to Robert while he developed his keyboard-based synth. In 1968, Wendy used a hand-built Moog synthesizer to perform Switched on Bach, the first classical album to sell over a million copies. The Moog is legendary. After the unexpected success of Switched on Bach, Wendy's career skyrocketed. She was invited to score Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange and worked with him again on the soundtrack to The Shining. While living and working in Manhattan, Wendy collaborated closely with her producer and roommate, Rachel Elkind, whose vocoder performances appear on several of Wendy's tracks. Rachel came up with the ideas for several of Wendy's albums, and Wendy would fight vigorously for her credits in other works, including her credit as co-composer of The Shining. When Rachel moved away to France, Wendy converted a loft into a brand new studio, which was enclosed in a Faraday cage to protect her recording equipment from outside noise. It was here, in 1982, that she composed the soundtrack to Tron. It was one of the first soundtracks that continuously blended analog and digital synthesizers with a symphonic orchestra. Wendy's ability to bring timbre to synthesized sounds, as well as her work using alternate tunings and scales, are trademarks of her. I think there's a missing space there. Of her composition, and helped her create all new music that could still mesh with classical and orchestral work. Oh. And that's so awesome. The music of Wendy Carlos helped elevate the synthesizer from an in-home toy or university curiosity into the sphere of professional composition. Her music career continued well into the 2000s when she remastered and released several of her unpublished recordings, including several unused songs for The Shining, Clockwork Orange, and Tron. Got a puzzle piece, alright, well, I don't know what that was a puzzle piece of, but whatever. Alright, so this is a whole thing. There's a whole bunch of people here. Weird that neither of these doors are usable. I feel like they should just cut the room off there, but that's fine. Alright, well. Ooh, someone new. Have a seat. We're just about to get started. Help yourself some coffee or some of Min Na's famous spring rolls. Oh, go on. Alright, I think we'll come back to that in a minute. This is fun. I like this twist.